In a world... Oh, God, I had to try and do an overdub voice, didn't I? Oh, it's ruined me. It's ruined me. When I was a young man, barely even a teenager, I came across a game that would change my world and open my eyes to what video games could be. A game which filled me with such wonder and immersion in a story without words that made me feel like I was writing it. Back in 1991, imagine a time where all games came on a floppy disk or a cartridge, when games came with manuals. Bloody manuals! Some crazy ass nostalgia right there. Before easily accessible indie games, a time before internet was a thing, a good time, a simpler time. In this episode of Retrobyte, I want to take you back to 1991 and introduce you to Another World. This game was a brainchild of Eric Chahi, a French developer who actually did everything on the game as far as I'm aware, except the music. Consider that being done with any major title these days. Not on your Nelly, my son. Maybe some indie titles, but not a equivalent AAA like it was back in the day. The game focuses on the main protagonist, Lester, a particle physicist who regrettably sets off his particle accelerator experiment at the exact moment that lightning hits a facility he's working in and is teleported to Skegness. No, wait, that's not it. Lee, stop changing my script, you son of a bitch. I'll deal with you in a minute. He is teleported to Another World. From memory, this was one of the first games that I remember that seamlessly moved from cutscene to gameplay. Well, in-game cutscene or whatever. However, if you fail to realise this, then a big ugly tentacle type thing would grab you and pull you to your watery doom within the first 10 seconds. Bye-bye, Lester. Bye-bye now. But even after escaping these monstrous, nightmare-inducing death tentacles, Lester's time doesn't get any easier. Almost as soon as you climb out of a randomly placed swimming pool, because that's what really happens in an alien world, you come into contact with a blacker-than-night kind of beast. A classic monster that decides that either you are a threat, a mate, or dinner. Obviously Lester doesn't want to find out which, so he begins to run. Run, Lester! Don't saunter! Man, this guy needs to get to the gym. Wee-hee-hee-hee! Very early, Lester meets a friendly alien. Look at him. How he'd be anything else but friendly with that face. He looks like... oh my god, kill it now, kill it to death. This alien becomes your guide, your protector, your raison d'etre. We never really know why he was locked up with you, but you can guess his alien buddies don't think he should be out, just like you, and mix in with the general population. But Lester doesn't care. He's amped up on alien swimming pool water, and he already has had to run away from a hungry, horny, scared monster. He's up for anything at this point. While the puzzles were never actually that hard, it was almost as much fun to make Lester die and see the effort that Mr. Chahi had gone into rendering a cutscene for that particular death. Schadenfreude at his best. As the story develops, it takes the player along a number of simple puzzles and set pieces where controls didn't really matter per se. Originally I played this on the Commodore Amiga, and there was only ever one fire button, as they were known when I was a kid, so it related to every action. Want to kick a venomous worm? Fire button. Want to pull a lever? Fire button. Want to shoot a kick-ass laser gun? You guessed it, fire button. And hold it a bit. You get the idea. Wait, those worms. They were the worst way to die in that game. You could get crushed, shot, vaporised, drowned, munched, fall to your death, and this thing could end you unceremoniously with a fucking scratch? Damn, that is unfair and tragic. How could I hate these any more than I do already? Oh, come on! So the two of you go on the run from the guards, causing untold damage. Problem with an unstable rock? Blow it up. Is that wall in the way of your gun? Blast it into oblivion. Trying to reason your way out of a problem? Nah, fuck it, just let your lasers do the talking like a boss. All this culminates in an end game where you control a tank, burst in on alien ladies. And well, I don't want to give away the ending, but it has a strong possibility of bringing a tear to your eye. Although the game is very linear, the puzzles aren't that difficult, you still feel like you've been taking along a fantastical journey and that the game has done its best to tell you a story. So, that was Another World, a game that has a very special place in my heart and conjures up feelings just like the first time I played it. If you're into retro gaming, then check this out if you haven't already. You won't be disappointed. I've been Snare from Overbite Gaming. Until next time, watch out for worms, spikes, and take care of yourselves. Bye bye.
Penis. Well, at least he looks like something. On the 2600, that was never a given. In order to build his igloo, Frostbite needs to collect blocks of ice. He does this by hopping between flows.
Is that it?